Alright. Pardon me. So, sorry, I was fiddling with the viewer count there. For some reason, it doesn't want to display properly. So, we're just gonna skip over that. We're not starting soon, we're starting now. Alright. So, this is night number 2 of Secret of Mana. We just entered the dwarf village at Gaia's Navel when I cut off not last night, night before. I think we were running a little bit later last night than we are tonight. Let's see, small earthquakes. Yeah, that's because of the antlion, which is heading somewhere right about here. First, we have to go get annoyed. Oh no, first this guy. Forge it for 100? Hell yes. So how's everybody doing tonight? I see one viewer, which is myself. Alright. Yes, of course it's the Mana Sword. It's almost like this is the Secret of Mana. Okay, so I am still seeing some of that artifacting, but it's not as bad. Chain vest, spiky suit. Headgear might be what I'm already wearing. Hold on. No, I'm wearing a bandana. So we need to buy headgear. And there goes all our money! Hey, 50 GP to see this bone. The Rabbite Man, the only one in the world. Is it a Rabbite? Is it a man? Nobody knows. Right, child. Okay, there you go. That's something that's real. Oh, please, gentle people, please help it. Even 100 GP will help. Alright. See, I wouldn't do that if I didn't know. Hey, Nick, how you doing? I decided to play some very classic games. Now, I'm actually playing this on a capture card. This is actually on my Super Nintendo. This is not an emulator. This is not the Steam version. It's not modded. Actually the original version that released in what 96, I think I want to say. I've also played the Steam version recently, so you might hear some comparisons. Here we are, the antlion, or whatever it is. Can't remember what it's actually called here. Oh, right. Cactus thing. Oh, nope. Nope. Bite me. Stop it. Nope, no stun locking. Oh, come on, I can't even reach that. Oh, that did not hit me. I was way far off of where I am. Nope. Yeah, it was way off. Hey, that's two of them. That's not even fair. Now you're cheating. How you doing, wifey? Nope. He was not still invincible. Sleepy, I know that feel. Oh! You're just dropping by for a bit, that's cool if you were running. Yeah, I actually bought the capture card that I'm using for like 12 bucks on Amazon. So I'm not sure if the little bit of artifacting that you see on here, I'm not entirely sure whether that's the capture card or the Super Nintendo itself. Like, you see there how it split up the character sprite when it was destroying them? I'm not sure if that's actually the game, the Super Nintendo itself, or if that's something with the capture card. I'm pretty sure that it's gotta be the game or the NES, because if it was the capture card, it'd probably happen with the entire screen, but it's just happening with individual sprites. And I don't think that that's doable. Because once it goes to the capture card, it's all just one image. So it wouldn't be able to distort one part of the image and not another. Like, it might do an entire scan line, but probably not a... it might do a whole scan line, but definitely not a... I said I'd go with. Like you could do a whole scan line, but it wouldn't be able to do the. It wouldn't be able to do the individual sprites. Speaking of sprites, we need a name. We need a name for this adorable little sprite child. I have no idea if it's male or female. It is both referred to as he and she throughout the game. So I'm just going to assume that sprites don't have genders. So I'd like to hear from one of you two, Lime, and what do you got there, Nick? You got something interesting? Name it Lime. Yeah, I heard you. I just want to hear everybody. Lime is definitely an interesting name. Is there a reason why the app struggles with loading? Are you using like the Twitch the Twitch application, or are you like are you mobile, or what app are you using? I mean, generally speaking, Twitch is not all that great with apps. They're pretty good with the web development, with the web side. But I haven't had a lot of luck with sprites. I didn't even get that. Mobile Twitch, yeah. They're kind of... It's okay. It has some issues, particularly with trying to... And I forgot to silence my phone. Oh my god, I feel so terrible. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, mobile Twitch is a little spotty. I think Pebbles. You know, between those, I think I do like Lime better. And not just because of my wife that suggested it, but also just because the sprite thing is pure genius. Pebbles is not bad. If I hadn't had the pun, probably would have gone for it. He, whatever it is, does. It definitely does. It definitely does. Sleepy wavy brain, yeah. But yeah, they what kind of name is that? Yeah, even they don't like the name. Too bad, kid. You're gonna travel with me, this is how it's gonna be. Hey, the hole over there. It was a field, child named Seal of the Palace. First, you have to go to Eleni's castle and ask her to dissolve her seal. Used to be a good witch, but she's not anymore. Forest, find her castle, ask her to open the seal. Our bow and arrows we found along with them, take them. Chobin's bow and arrow, thank you, because they attack me as well. Bots is looking for me, congratulations. So the first thing to do whenever somebody new joins the party, switch to them and edit their actions. So I want them to keep away and attack, because they're using a bow. Let's see, this is what he's looking for me because he's got the axe. Try to make an axe, but it's no good. Wonder why. Got a boomerang, huh? Wait, I know. Try holding this axe. Yep, because I'm the hero. I'm all of, like, 10 years old! Maybe! And I am going to save the world. No problem! I am completely down for this. This is what I was made for! But I gotta ask my mom first, because, you know, she can get kind of particular about that sort of thing. So, yeah, those sprites aren't doing too great. Even when they're not moving at all, still doing stuff. So we're definitely gonna save, because it's been about 20 minutes since we saved. Well, 15 of actual gameplay. We're at full health, so no need to stay the night. I do want to save my game. Now we need to go and collect the other person in our party, Eris, which is the name that Slumber Project picked. Ah, Neko's here. Hey, hello, Neko. Wait a minute. Oh, am I a derp? Yep, definitely derp. He's seeing you. So how you been, Nick? I haven't seen you in a while. What made me decide on this game? Honestly, so this game recently released on Steam about, I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that. And so I started playing it on Steam. It was on sale. I picked it up. And I really enjoy the game in general. So, with Midrobe, because I think it increases magic power, which will be more important soon. So when I found my Super Nintendo the other day, I thought about what I could play, and the first thing that popped in my head was this, because I found this at the same time. I also found about 6 other games. I do have Illusion of Gaia, Pilot Wings, Mario Kart, Final Fantasy VI, Pilot Wings. I've got a couple of good ones, but the thing is, oh, she's already wearing the Midrobe. Oh, bad day. Oh, I'm not gonna get mad at it. But yeah, the thing that really made me pick this one out of those 7 or 8 games that I have is the fact that it had recently released on Steam. But there's a lot of people that are able to play it, but not a lot of people are able to compare it to the original SNES version because they don't have it, because it's difficult to stream. You have to buy specialized hardware to be able to actually stream the SNES version. Now, you can do emulators. There's a lot of legal questions where emulators are concerned, and so there are some people who hesitate to stream it. Or more like in my case, there can also be some modifications to the game because you're running them off of ROMs, which people can hack and change, and so not everybody's going to trust the playthrough to be accurate. Like, there's some options that you can set in the Steam version, like the number of items that you can stack. And I think it makes the game a lot easier. Yeah, I can't attack him. She can. So dumb. I think it makes the game a lot easier when you can have up to 12 of each item. I also think that some of the drop rates were changed, but I can't really prove it until I play the original. And I suspect that a lot of those changes came from homebrews, people that played the game on emulator and changed the game itself. Also, I'd like to point out that this is not in the Steam version. It doesn't have that draw. That wasn't me like walking back towards the waterfall. It's actually pushing me back. And that's not in the Steam version. But I couldn't definitively say that that's, you know, because the Steam version is altered. Been good working is still a lot of fun. Actually, I am starting to get into painting minis. Oh, that's cool. Tomorrow night will be when I start. I'm excited to start. That is really cool. Have you been in the Discord? I can't remember if you've joined the Discord. Do you have a Discord? Because if you do, I would love to see some of your minis posted up in the Discord. Oh, not paying attention. I get smoked by a flower. Medical herb, just in case I have any status ailments that I need to fix, which not part of mine. Hey wifey, can you run the actually? Look at that. Where are pros? Just gonna Discord. And of course it doesn't link it. Why doesn't it link it? I think I know what's going on here. Boost clip settings, channel moderation. Pop this out. This is block hyperlinks. Turn that off. Thank you very much. Oh, I think... Ah, there we go. Okay, let's try that one more time. There we go! Okay, so I fixed that. Now I'm afraid I might have missed something. Console. Mario always has problems with flowers, too. Yeah. Mario always has problems with flowers. He's a little bit better at dealing with them. Where's that go? Haunted Forest. Am I not? I don't think I'm ready. I think I have to go and save Dialog. See, I like this. Now that I've got two of them, I can occasionally stun lock these guys. You can also probably tell I'm a little stronger than she is. She, he, whatever. I've always called her a she, but there's no actual basis for that. Like, they continuously go back and forth. But yeah, if you pop in there, if I don't already, I may pop in there and quickly make an art channel. Because I like seeing people's work, and I've actually been drawing lately myself. I not even have any of my work in my own Discord. It's badass. No, she's not. She might get there. She will definitely get there because she can summon. But we have to get things for her to summon first. Okay, that's cleared everything. But yeah, pop some of your minis in there. I'd love to see your work. I've never been able to get into that, but then I was never really able to get into drawing either. Oh no, I'm not gonna be harsh, dude. I like. I don't know if the last time you were here, if I was doing it, but I've been working with an art streamer called Wanderpuss. You'll see her alerts also when she goes live in my Discord. At least when the Discord bot is working again. Mine is still working, but there is a bot that I have that alerts when anybody with Twitch in my Discord goes live, and also there's some individuals that I work with closely that I have specifically configured it to, you know, okay, good night, wifey. Have a good night. Sleep well. Yeah, like Nika with the art stream, I work with her all the time. I mod for her Discord and for her Twitch. Yeah, she's the one that drew those arts that I have sitting right above me right now. She's a really fantastic artist. You should check her out, twitch.tv/Wanderpuss. She'll actually be broadcasting tomorrow at about, I think it's 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. She'll probably be going for about, I don't know, 5-6 hours. She'll be doing it again Saturday and Sunday, but that's because she's doing a partner push right now. I know that she's gearing up to return to doing some things on the weekend, but I don't think she wants to stick with this 3-day-a-week schedule forever. Just managing expectations there. Yeah, there's some people like that I have automatically being broadcast whenever they go live, just because I believe in what they're doing, and I'm a part of their community, so I want to make sure to support them where I can. I don't know why I have to kill everything, but I feel like I do. Maybe because of the candy. Maybe that's why. Yeah, candy. Then again, that could also be a bomb and actually do more damage to me than the enemy can. Like, that's a legitimate concern for me at this point. The bombs are actually more damaging than the enemies even could be. I could stand here for 5 minutes and probably not get damaged as much as a bomb would. So if I remember correctly, if I go south here, she'll be dealing with this situation. I don't really remember. Not at that point. But yeah, like, I've been working with her a lot. I'm a part of her community, both as a moderator for her stream and as a moderator for her Discord. I'm very artist positive at this point. And I always have been. I've never been terribly critical of art like that. You know, whatever somebody's doing, the objective really is, and this is what I tell people all the time, it's helped me a lot too. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself only to yourself yesterday. If you're better today than you were yesterday, then you are doing fantastic. I don't give a shit how good or bad what your final product looks like. Right? So that's the only important part, is be happy with what you're making and make something better than you did before. Just keep at it. Even if you don't really see it, just keep at it. You'll get better. Like, skill comes. That's just the act of practice over and over again. Yeah. Because if you get down, like, if you compare yourself to other people, like if you compare yourself to famous people, you're gonna get disappointed. And that's not a direction you want to go. That's not a good look for anybody. And when you start disappointing yourself, and you feel like you're not making progress, and you feel like you're not getting close to what all these other people were, look, here's the way I look at it. Right now, I have been alive for 30-some-odd years, right? Think of it this way. I'm a level 30-something human. I've only been drawing for like 6 months. When I was 6 months old, how good was I at being a human? I wasn't very good at all. I sucked. So why shouldn't I suck at 6 months of drawing? Why shouldn't I suck at drawing? You know, I'm gonna get better. I've gotten to be a pretty good human being. I'll get to be a pretty good drawer too, eventually. I just gonna take my time. And that's the thing. I'm not gonna be like, you know, oh, your drawing sucks. No, your drawing doesn't suck. Your drawing is amazing. Like, your drawing, your painting, you know, the miniatures. The fact that you're doing them alone puts you head and shoulders above most people. You know, most people aren't even trying. And that's what I feel is important. Just try. Just keep at it. You'll get better. You know, you can always get more skill, but if you're an asshole, you're always going to be an asshole. Right? I really wish I could kill those flowers with one hit. Need to head towards. That is another difference between the Steam version and the Super Nintendo version. The Steam version tells you that that you scored a critical hit. This one tells you they got whacked. I think they realized that didn't focus test well. But yeah, like just draw. I mean, just have fun with it. Just be yourself, have fun, and as long as you're doing that, who cares what anyone else thinks? You know, please yourself. You're always going to be there for you. I don't think I need to go to the Water Palace. Maybe I should check in at the Water Palace. There's nothing up here. Not gonna get attacked or anything. Say that, and you know, potentially walk into a fish. The game was created by the mob. What game? Just hey, free restore even though I'm at full health. And I can save. So I got something. I need to get to the underground palace. Fair enough. So that wasn't what's going on. So I think I need to go into because I can't go anywhere here without the whip. I need the whip to go there. So when I kill things, they get whacked. It's supposed to be funny. Oh, because no, I got you. No, I totally missed that pun. That's my bad. That is, I like that. See, I got confused because I was trying to take it too serious. Like I wasn't connecting it to what I said. You got to remember there's a stream delay, and I'm still getting used to that. So when you say things, it's still another like 45 seconds till I see it. Or rather, from when I say something to when you hear it is about 30 to 45 seconds. So when you're responding, you know, right after I say something, I still don't see it for another 30 or 45 seconds, and I've moved on and I'm doing other things, so I'm not used to trying to kind of roll back everything that I've said and done to figure out what it is you're responding to. So that's my fault. I'll get used to that. I can't go to Potos Village because they've banned me. Apparently somebody gets real bent out of shape if you pee on the Alamo. Or in this case, you steal the Mana Sword. But yeah, no, that definitely was funny. I just missed the reference at the time. Nope, nope. I don't care if you're breakdancing. I ain't getting killed. I'm not Scottish. I mean, there might be a little bit of Scottish in me. Not enough for me to wear a kilt. And I definitely don't have the legs for it. Ooh, I can charge to level 2 now. And there's no enemies. Good job, Rack. And now I'm in a city, so all that charging. Yeah, that was an Aussie reference. The funny thing is, I couldn't actually remember what the reference was. So thank you for remembering that it was Aussie. I actually, the other day, somebody got had by a hoax, a death hoax for Ozzy. Somebody said that he had died, I want to say last Sunday, but they were referencing an article by The Vibe or something like that, where it said that Sharon had posted that he had passed away and that she was going to miss him and all that. But then I went to Sharon's Twitch Sharon's Twitter, and she didn't make that kind of a post. So everyone else is like, no, he's not dead. He did go and have he had pneumonia, I think it was, and he's back to breathing on his own now. So he did have to cancel a bunch of tour dates. No stabbing me. Stabber, no stabbing. But yeah, no, Ozzy's fine. There's been some bad rumors, but he's fine. You guys playing D&D? I wish we were. I don't know if Vipress also wishes that, but I know I definitely wish that we were. But I haven't played in a long time. I think the last time I played was actually with you. So that's how long it's been. It's been rough. I miss it. I even miss DMing, and that's impressive because I spent a long time DMing and only DMing. But I miss all of it, and I do kind of want to get to know 3.5 or not 3.5, 5e. The problem that I have is there are some things that I've read that concern me greatly. Mostly revolving around reactions, which most of them are just, they're formalizations of things we've always done, like held actions and contingency actions, that sort of thing. But then you have and counterspell. But then you have the spell, the reaction spells, like things that you specifically cast. Like it's not that you ready the action, you don't hold the action, but you can literally just continue taking actions while you wait for the triggers of the reaction. Yeah, so like one of the ones I'm looking at is shield, right?
it allows you to, as a reaction to taking damage in combat, you can cast Shield for free. It takes up a reaction, but you get a full action and a reaction every turn. So it doesn't cost you anything. You can. Those can't climb in the Steam version. So essentially, you can cast Fireball this turn, and then on your opponent's turn, you get attacked, and they hit. But you can use your reaction at that point to cast Shield, which gives you +4 AC, 4 or 5, I can't remember. And if that increase to your AC would stop them from having hit you in the first place, then they don't. And that seems weird to me, because the trigger for the reaction was them hitting you. If they don't hit you, then the reaction couldn't have taken place. But if the reaction didn't take place, then they would have hit you. Like, it just seems to create a lot of questions that don't have answers. And I'm not very fond of that. I don't think it's fair to give mages who are already top of the pile, always have been, to give them more power by allowing them to continue to use their normal attacks, but then also give them reactions after the fact. I really feel like it's kind of superpowering the mages, which were already real powerful, real strong. I totally went the wrong way. I was supposed to go into the Haunted Forest. Instead, I went deep into Gaia's Nib. That's a great job, Rack. So, I've also read some stuff on... they've made some other classes into base classes now. So, like, what is it? The Warlock, I think? And, like, the Warlock has an ability, a reaction spell that allows him to essentially do 2d10 damage at level 1, or level 2, I'm not sure which, in reaction to getting attacked. So, you get attacked, and then you hit me for as much as a level 17 monk? You know, I feel like that's a little overpowered. That's a little overtooled. So, like, using reactions to formalize... oh, I forgot about that. No, that's not cool. Having her get stuck is not a good look. But yeah, so, I don't know. I feel like reactions... Formalizing reactions was a good look. That was a good decision. So that, you know, you could formalize held actions and make rules surrounding them rather than relying on house rules. I think that's a good look. But, I think adding things to reactions... Yeah, I think adding things to reactions, that this is something that is only meant for reactions. Not like, you know, you can alter how your actions take place by using a reaction, but actually, like... Basically, I think that a reaction... In order to use a reaction, you should have to ready it. But that's not how the rules read. Yeah, you still use a spell slot for the spell that you use, but you don't have to use an action. So in one turn you could use Shield and Fireball, and that's not a problem. Where in order to do something similar to that in 3.5, you would have had to have used you'd have had to use up not only the spell, but you'd have to use Quicken or Haste to get yourself an extra action. But the way that they're handling reactions basically just gives you the reaction for free. How many candies do I have? I think I have enough. Busy travelers. First off, let's save. That's always a good idea. Saving is always beneficial. Except in Legend of Dragoon, because there's a point beyond which you can't go back, and there are no enemies, and you can do that at a point where you do not have enough physical power to actually beat the game. So that is the one point at which it is not always beneficial to save. How much candy do I have? It doesn't tell me on the screen. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see. This way. But yeah, it's not entirely free, but you get the free action. And I feel like that's not really the direction I want to go. So I have 2 candies. But there we go. But yeah, it's not like they're not allowed to do it. I mean, it's their game, but I felt like no. It's a bad day. One more thing. Oh, nope, you are not catching me today. Sure will. No, you're a healer. Ironically enough, given who I am, Fortunately, I don't think I can keep up with chat while fighting a boss. There we go. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I never used this. No interesting. And they killed the Sprite Child. You have to save Tyler. Oh. Yes. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, but I think that they overpowered it the way that they implemented it. I don't think it's fair to the other players that don't have that ability. 21. Oh, that's rough. Holy crap. Depending on that particular trigger, you can't just use it unless the trigger is activated. Right. But some of these, like Shield, the trigger is taking damage. So anytime you take damage, you can use shield. Killing the bat before it can kill me. Yeah, you definitely have to get that trigger, but once that's it. Getting a lot of static. I think that's my microphone. Okay, yeah. Is it fixing now? I think it was just registering something that was going on. I don't know, but it seems to have calmed down in my OBS. So let me know. There's no. This clearly was not where I was supposed to go. Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know if it's sounding better. I've had to fiddle a lot with my audio settings. I thought I had them locked down, but it seems like maybe I didn't. That was close. We're getting somewhere. It's not looking good. I'm gonna poke you in the eye with my stick. Okay, that was handled very differently. Better, but still getting static. Is it only when I talk? Yeah, that's just the gain on my mic. It sucks. I'm definitely planning on maybe getting a new one sometime soon, but until I do, it's just gonna suck. Some of it I just can't account for. The noise gate, not the noise gate, the noise cancellation is already at its maximum. Annoy me that I haven't managed to kill you yet. Ow! What the hell's wrong with you? Poke you in the butt. By the way, how are the audio levels? Am I being too... how's my voice compared to the game sounds? The bat's sneaking up behind me. Only taking 4 damage. Fine until a few minutes ago and things went nuts. Seem pretty good now. Okay. Yeah, it was probably just my mic futzed up for a minute. Hello, motherfuckers! See, the trick here is that sometimes you have to use their AI against them. They have very simplistic move patterns. You see how he tries to stay exactly 1.5 spaces away from me? Trying to stay out of the way of my sword, while keeping me in the range of his bow. Hey. Nope, no thank you. Stab you. I'll stab you. Make me stab you. You know what I got for you? Got another stab. Stab coming. Coming. It's coming. It's coming. Which way is it going to come from? That way. Bad at this. Oh, hey. Yeah, I see you too. Punch glove. As for 5e concerns, I wouldn't stress about it. There's a problem. Like Shield, you don't have a home game. We can always just say we're not using readied spells, specifically if you don't like the mechanic. Well, see, I wouldn't have a problem with Shield as a spell if you had to ready it. But reactions don't have to be readied, they just have to be prepared. So as long as you have it prepared for the day, you can use it as a reaction without having to do anything. Like, you don't have to spend an action. But if you had to ready it, that'd be different, because then you'd have to use your move action or your full action in order to prepare the spell, to ready it. I've been moopled? Crap. Well, that's bad. Yeah, it's just... I feel like a big part of what they tried to sell as the benefits of 5e is stuff that I would probably remove. That I don't feel really benefits the game. Little... Stab you. I stab. Stab. More stabbing! Clearly did not have enough stabbing. More stabbing, I will bring you more stabbing. Oh, hello. Oh, that's what these are. Those are. See, these are a lot harder in the Steam version because they take almost no damage and they have a really high dodge rate. At least if they are what I think they are. No, I see you. You're clipped. You're not a chair. Yeah. You look like a sprite too. Yep. Ooh, we're glitching. Yeah, I don't know how it works as far as becoming more beginner friendly. And that's one of the reasons why I am curious about it. I do want to learn more. But I have several problems with, like, I don't want to put a lot of effort into learning the system if I don't have a party to play with. You know what I mean? You are much more able to edit the game to your table. I mean, I have to disagree there. I mean, there's no way in which 3.5 limited me as a DM. Or more importantly, there is no way in which 3.0 did that thing. Because 3.0 literally, the rule in the DMG, in the PHB, in all of it, was that the DM is God. That whatever the DM says goes. We are the... Whereas in 3.5, they limited the powers of the DM, apparently. I mean, they didn't actually physically stop a DM from doing whatever they wanted, but they changed the verbiage from, you know, the DM is God, whatever the DM says goes, to that the DM is the ultimate arbiter of the rules. Which means that the supreme power in the game is the rules. Where, I mean, initially, the supreme power in the game was the DM. Like, that's how I always played. So I frequently had my own rules that either flew in the face of or completely ignored the game's default rules. Kill this guy, and then I'll worry about... Oh, somebody here is curing. Two somebodies here are curing. Oh, hey, hey. That's not cool. There we go. I mean more with dice rolling, streamlining things in 3.5. At least you had to really focus on skills specific in 5e. The FM cap. The what? In more text, what skill roll should be used? FM cap. You're gonna have to explain to me what that means. I'm not sure what that means. One of the things that I've also read up on, and I don't, and I know I'm moving on. I don't mean not trying to move on like in spite of you or anything. I'm just I know it'll take you a minute to hear what I've already said. But there's a... So I understand that feats are done differently. you don't get feats for free. You get feats now for 2 of these because I've got some dead people. So apparently they're done by essentially you sacrifice. You apparently sacrifice ability points, which I feel is a little weird, but also they added a feat that I don't think that they really thought through, because one of the things that I understand they added to the game is I don't know what they call it. But it's essentially like a willpower point in World of Darkness. It's you're able to expend a point to re-roll any roll. It can even be an opponent's roll against you. You can force a re-roll, and you get those for good role play at the DM's discretion. So you can get 1 per long rest for good roleplay. And then they added a feat called, I think it was called Lucky. And it essentially gives you 3 of those points per long rest. So what's the point in getting the skill, getting the point by good roleplay and a long rest, when you can get 3 of them by just getting 1 feat? Oh no, I know you had it right. In 5e, the DM is able to decide what skill the player will have the best chance of success. Feats, a little different. Yes, you can choose between feats and ability score upgrade. Right, so essentially you get an ability score upgrade, you can elect to forego that to get a feat. Which I feel like ability scores are much more versatile than feats, because feats generally they have very specific conditions for function. I would hope that there has also been a slimming of feats and putting a finer point on them, so to speak. For some reason, I just kept missing. Chocolate, hey! And 34 GB. But anyway, you know, to be to the point, I keep getting distracted by the fights. You know, like, the skills. I've always had the ability to choose whatever would give them the best chance of success. I mean, you know, if you're trying to hide from somebody, I can tell you to roll hide, or I can tell you to roll disguise. I mean, I feel like that'd be kind of dumb. You know, just being disguised should be something that you come up with, not. I really hate this Moogled status. Damn it! Oh, I did not mean to do that, and that means that they're gonna respawn. Just kind of stuck here at the beginning. The little sprite is pissing me off. It's stun locking it so it won't calculate my damage. There we go. No, nobody just sits chairs on their stairway. LNA. Don't want to go against me, LNA. Mikey. This is a much smaller field than it was in the version. That worries me. Oof. Really? Is that really necessary? Fire breath. Oh. Ow! I'm unconscious because I got hit by him as a ball. Perfect aim and not giving me a chance to dodge. Really annoying. I see that you've said something. I've been able to read like a quarter of it, but I'm concerned because I am dying. So give me just a minute to get out of this boss fight. Okay. Oh, that's not good. That's real not good. Oh, screw you! You gigantic asshole. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Really? An unconscious status and it being able to stack like that, that's an issue. Come on, get up. Yeah, sort of. I'm out of practice. And these other two are supposed to be alive and helping to stun lock it. It's just not working. Oh, you're chaining those. See, that's not fair because I get stun locked. I can't actually do it. Just killing. Outright killing. Get your ass down here! Stop just casting at me! I can't attack you up there! Yeah, I'm stuck. I can't move. I can't move. I can't attack. There he goes. Now he's stuck. And that takes away my ability to attack him. There we go! I win! Just barely! Yeah, the trick is I'm supposed to have all three of us up, as opposed to just me, and they're supposed to be attacking too, which will stun lock him more often, and get more damage on the table before he goes into these sessions where he's up there the whole time. Also, ranged attacks can hit him, but I definitely want to switch to a weapon. It's a bigger problem if you feel intimidated. If you really feel like you're the news before you play, you can start commenting. Just oh, I'm doing real bad static thing, aren't I? Oh, come on. I gotta adjust my noise gate. Hold on. There we go. Okay, that should be a little bit better. So that's definitely more in line with how I originally learned. I think the so the first problem that I have is I would want to have the books. I'd want to be able to read them, not like necessarily read through them cover to cover. Yeah. I've adjusted my noise gate now. Let me know it's still doing that. But I definitely want to have the books. So I can look through them. PDFs just aren't the same. Like it is when I have the intrinsic knowledge, so I kind of know what I'm looking for and I know how to find it. Found all of 50 GP. Thanks, Witch. Appreciate that a lot. But yeah. If I have the foreknowledge of what it is I'm trying to do, then it's pretty easy for me to pop around a PDF. I'll know, oh, this is close, this is in the right ballpark. I just need to go a little bit further and I'll be fine. But when I have no idea what I'm looking for, because I'm not familiar with the system, it helps to be able to literally flip around pages very quickly. Dialogue is alive. Oh, immediately to the Water Palace. Fantastic. So I'd want the books able to reference, and I'm not at a point in my life where I can throw money at something like that without knowing that I'm going to get some use out of it. Sir. Lady, would you please try to stop dying? So she is right. Stop hitting the little sprite girl. Thank you, little sprite girl. I'll switch you to and I won't lie that some of it is definitely just me being hung up on things. And that's a personal problem that I need to get over. Because I guess I feel like I know 3.0 and 3.5 so backwards and forwards that it feels like a massive step back to not know anything about 5. And that lack of knowledge is not really relevant. I'm not playing it. You feel me? All the basic rules are free to download and read. Yeah, that's that whole PDF thing. I really want physical books to start just to get a feel for it, you know? Plus, D&D Beyond has everything you need. Honestly, you don't even need to read the books. The website will walk you through everything you need to know to create a character and play. To create the character, I have no doubt. To play, that's a difficult thing to promise. You know, they... The thing about D&D is that 3.0 and 3.5 at least, there is so much that's so situationally dependent that having a set of rules that you can just learn and play is unlikely. You know, like, sure, like, take 3.5 for example. You should play with. Well, and right, and I'm not saying that you should or would, but it is. So, like in 3.5, I played 3.0 and 3.5. Well, let's take 3.0 because 3.5, I already knew this before I started, but for years I played 3.0. I had no idea that there was a such thing as a trample attack or a charge attack. I had no idea that Bull Rush was a thing because I never actually read through the entire rulebook and learned all of the... No! I did not say go off screen, you idiot. So it's one of those things where you don't know what it is you don't know until you know that you don't know it. You know, there's just because there's no rules to do it. Like, if it's not put in front of you, then you don't really know what the rules that govern it are, or even that it's possible. Like banked shots, you know, aiming an arrow upwards so that it arcs over, say, a wall. There's rules for that in 3.0 and 3.5 for essentially you're targeting a square instead of targeting an individual. And it alters how you take penalties on the roll, that sort of thing, for not being able to directly see your target. But if you didn't know that those rules existed, and you were just looking at the rules that you had to know in order to play at all, then you wouldn't know that those existed, and so you'd be stuck aiming and being like, well, there's a wall in the way, and the mage is casting through it, but obviously I can't shoot through it. It's a physical wall, right? You'd have had no idea that that existed. And without that knowledge, you don't know to ask the questions. You know, in 3.5 or in 5e, there may be questions to be asked that site won't prepare me for. So I'll go through my entire gaming career or years or months without knowing that some of these options that I consider to be mundane exist. Especially when you consider that I know that there are a lot of rules that I consider mundane in 3.5 that have been removed in 5e for simplicity's sake. So I can't just take the fact that it's mundane to me now to mean that that it's going to be in 5e and that I need to look for it. I would have to actually know that, or I'd have to look up every little special attack and special feature individually, one at a time. And I feel like that would just take so much time, it's not really worth doing for me. See, this is a very different boss battle because I have all three of my characters active. Oh! He ate me. Now see, both of my other girls are close to death, so I'm not entirely sure how much longer I will have them both. Oh, you just stun canceled my damage! There he goes. You really need all those little rules to enjoy the game, though, or can you simply enjoy playing something and being a bit more lenient with the rules? See, here's the thing, though. I understand where you're coming from, but the reason why I want to play D&D and not Super Nintendo or, you know, Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, whatever, the reason why I want to play tabletop games instead of video games is because of the freedom that they give me to use my creativity to solve the problems. You know, in video games, I am limited by what the game says I can do. I am limited by the creativity of the character I'm playing and the developers that created it. I can't delve into the realm of making my own rules or using my own creativity in ways that the developers never thought of. When, you know, take Final Fantasy VII, okay? When Aeris dies, the gamer in me says, well, yeah, just use a Phoenix Down. She'll be fine. Now, I understand that they have since explained that there is a special quality about the Masamune, which doesn't allow that, but they didn't show that in the game. So, but what they also don't show in the game is Cloud doing literally anything to try and stop that from happening. So, it looks like Cloud just doesn't care and then lays her to rest in the water. And that's not really accurate. That's not how he would behave. So, in the game, like, it may not have worked, but I would have said use Phoenix Down, use Life 2. You know, try something to save that player, to save that character, because that character is important not just to the story, but to the character themselves. As an individual, they are important. In D&D, I can do all those things just by telling the DM that's what I want to do. Good job on what? It's not that I need to overpower the game, it's that I don't want the DM to have to sit there and find all the rules for everything I want to do. I don't want to make the DM have to ad hoc rules for everything I do, especially when I don't know if the DM really knows what they're doing. And I don't mean that to be rude. Oh, I was just getting... I just got the Water Sage's powers for magic for attack and defense, which is very, very nice. Because you can use them to stun lock people. So next I think I need to go to Pandora, but I'm going to check in here and get a heal real quick. And also save my game. But yeah, like, the point of playing a tabletop game as opposed to a video game is to be able to use my creativity to decide what I want to do and then bend the rules to it. And I don't want to have to rely on a DM who may be inconsistent with the rules because the game doesn't tell them how to rule on something. So it depends on how they're feeling today and whether or not their balls itch. You know, I don't want to have to rely on that to determine whether or not I can do something or how the rules work with it. I don't want to have to rely on that. I want to be able to say, okay, well, this is how the rules tell you to do it. Obviously, a DM can change from that, but at least then they have a uniform starting point. At least that's how I feel about it. And that uniform starting point makes them more likely to come to the same conclusion. And that's really what I'm interested in, is them coming to the same conclusion so that on different days of the week I don't wind up with different answers as to how and whether I can do a certain thing. But if, let's say, in 5 there is a rule, but if neither one of us knows about it, then it doesn't matter that there's a rule. Because we're ad hocing. Even though there's a real rule for it. And that ad hoc may not go in my favor. And then I find out 6 months later that it could have gone a different way. Kind of like, I actually did this to Dagron. You'll know who I'm talking about. Unless you hang around our streams, you probably don't recognize the name, but you will recognize the player soon enough. So we were playing, and he was a consistency is key. Yes, and policy makes for consistency. So having a set policy to begin with at least gives you the beginnings of consistency. And so, for instance, when I was first starting to DM, I was playing with a player who was playing a rogue, and this player always plays a rogue. Which is not in and of itself a problem, but he was beginning and had a tendency to always try to eat up all of my time by stealing, by pickpocketing, constantly. Absolutely constant. And that wasn't fun for me. It wasn't fun for my players. It was only fun for him. And I decided to retaliate by making his... by essentially demanding that he not only roll an awareness check of some sort, in this case, Spot, but also to determine in what directions he's focusing. So I said that even though his spot check was really high, it had actually beaten my NPCs. But even with that... Okay, what's the trigger here? Even with that, I said that he failed, not because his roll was too low, because it wasn't. He'd beaten my NPC. But I said that he didn't see the NPC because he failed to look up. Now, I'm pretty sure we're all aware at this point that the way it works is awareness is general awareness in all directions at all times. If you roll a spot check, it is determining whether you are just naturally aware of everything around you enough to have noticed a thing happening. If you have to determine exactly where you're looking, that's a search check. So either I told him to roll the incorrect kind of check, either I told him to roll the wrong check, or I just incorrectly penalized him. And I did just incorrectly penalize him. That spot check should have alerted him that that there was somebody on the roofs, because he did beat them. Stop running away from me! I can't remember what I'm supposed to do here. So I definitely held him responsible for things that weren't his fault. And honestly, that's not okay. That was not what I should have done. You know, I'm gonna real quick drop by Gaia's name in case something's going on. I know the next thing I'm really supposed to do is that tower, but I can't for the life of me figure out what triggers the event. But yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I was inconsistent with the rules. I didn't understand the rules entirely, and because of that, I made a bad call. And at the time, he didn't know the rules well enough to tell me that it was a bad call. So he got penalized relatively heavily for something that he didn't do incorrectly. And that's not the kind of game I want to play, right? Somebody needs to be aware of the rules. So a whole group of people who have no idea what it is, or no idea what the rules are, trying to just grab the game and play, like, I don't think that's appropriate. You need to know the rules of the world you're playing in, or you can just start dicking around. So, you know, like, if the DM is good with the rules, and is good with them, knows them back and forward. So if I tell them that I want to do this thing, they can tell me what page the rules for that are on, instead of just telling me, well, this is how I'm going to have you handle it today. Or at the very least, is able to do both. Not necessarily that they can't just decide we're going to do it this way, but that they can both say, we're just going to do it this way. But in case you're wondering where the rules are for this, it's page 37 of the DMG, or however they do it now. I don't even know if they still have the same old 3 core rule books, but I feel like somebody should know what's going on, even if it's not me. And unfortunately, all I really have is me. I've been giving thought to online games, but I've never done it before, not in that format. So I don't know if it would satisfy that urge for me. I'd have to try it sometime, and I am interested in trying it. Nice attack. Whoa, 96 on a critical. Come on, you 2 idiots. Yes. Oh, I missed that chest. Oh well, not that big a loss. Which one's right? I have no idea. That one is currently. That one is. Yeah, just ping me in Discord or send me a text or something, and that's it. Okay? Take care, man. Okay. You know, I've been at this for about 2 hours, so I think I'm actually going to call it a night. So that's us for the night. Appreciate y'all coming out. I've been at it for 2 hours, and I don't want to stay the whole night. It's getting late here. Last night, so I'm going to take off early tonight. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you've enjoyed watching me see the conversation and the game itself. Once again, this is actually the Super Nintendo version via a capture card. It's not an emulator. This is not a ROM. It's not a Steam version. It's not a port. This is an actual Super Nintendo version. I can really totally. Everybody knows that now. Everybody who's ever played a Super Nintendo game or know that now. So this is actually as true as it could possibly get. I hope you enjoy seeing this original taste of Secret of Mana, also known as Sticky. I will be back probably in the next day or two. I think the channel offline message currently says that I have a regular set schedule for certain hours. That's currently incorrect. I'm working on certain assets. Not that that's too big of a deal. I think this is the second stream that I had where I've legitimately streamed probably about 2 years. I am going to try to do this more often, especially more that we go back and play some real old classics. That's something I've always been passionate about. I've always liked. Yes, I'm a little old. You know, the games I played, and it makes me happy to play them again, and to share them with new people in the generation that may not have been this in the original. So, with all that said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everybody has had a fantastic night. Continue to do so. Choice with everyone. And